launch is coming in amid China's expansionism in the Indian Ocean region, which of course holds the reason why this launch is very much crucial for India. Roping in my colleague Shivani on the broadcast for more on this. Shivani, of course, this is a big day for India, wherein this INS is going to be inducted today, wherein Rajnath Singh is also present for the formal induction. But as far as this ship is concerned, the key highlight is that it is equipped to fight under nuclear, biological and chemical warfare conditions, and that it is fitted with a modern surveillance radar as well. Can you take us through the specifications of this INS?
Well, here, first of all, let me take you straight away to the venue and the visual of the commissioning that is going to take place here in Mumbai. And also, as you can see, arrangements are being done in a short while. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will be arriving here. But yes, as we talk about, the speciality of INS Mormugao, then it is going to be one of the most technical and upgraded INS, which is getting a participation in the Indian Navy. Simultaneously, INS Mormugao's all the equipments, all the technicalities, those have been utilized. 75% of it belongs to India. Those have been made in India. But yes, as we go ahead and talk about the technicalities and specialities to talk about this, then it can also not only have a target on water surface, but also in the air surface as well. It has the speciality of torpedo, tube and launcher. It has rocket launches. It has super rapid gun mount and also combat management system, including integrated platform management. So these are the special services, those will be provided. But yes, if we talk about the strength, as we just discussed, it is 163 meter long and 7,500 ton is the weight of INS Mormugao, said to be that it can run for over 30 miles in an hour of time. And of course, this is going to be a very special moment for India, as this is one of the most upgraded INS that is going to be inaugurated today, will be commissioned in Indian Navy. It is said that in the highest technicalities this has been made, and as I mentioned earlier as well, that not only on the water surface, but it can also attack in the air surface as well. It can monitor the radars of the highest range in the air space as well. Simultaneously, it has BrahMos missile installed in it, which is going to be the highest specialty. And if we talk about this entire INS Mormugao, then it seems like it is one of the small city. There is nothing that has to be outsourced when it is out, and especially when Rajnath Singh is inaugurating it at the moment when already there are several crises, those are going on and several statements are made over Indian Navy. And then here, as we go ahead, we'll show you that not only Rajnath Singh but all the dignitaries will be here. In fact, there are people from the international boundaries there. People have also come in to participate in the commissioning and understand how strong the Indian Navy is. All the veteran senior officers of Indian Navy are also here present in Mumbai, and the announcement is being made that Rajnath Singh will be arriving here in a short while, clearly understanding a fact that how important this one is going to be. Well, this is going to be the second most stealth Mormugao that has been installed in INS category in Indian Navy.
Well, those are the live visuals coming in straight from Mormugao, wherein the induction of this INS is going to take place. Also, Shivani, the unique feature of this ship is the high level of indigenization of approximately 75%, which has been incorporated in the production, perhaps accentuating our national objective of Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is why it is, of course, it is much more crucial for India this time.
Completion of his address, the chief guest will proceed.
Well, yes, definitely. As we talk about this, then 75% of the technical and the materialistic things, those have been utilized in it, are from India. Now, when we are celebrating 75th year of India's independence, and in that particular time, 75% of it has been made in India, has been incorporated in India, and in fact, there are 8 bracks, 8 BrahMos, 8 separate other missiles. Those are being placed inside, and there are advanced guided missile destroyer are as well. Those are placed in, and in fact, multifunction surveillance threat alert radar MF Star has also been imposed in those that is made in Israel, and that is why we are given to understand that INS Mormugao will have 127mm gun in the lens, and also it has AK-360 anti-missile gun system installed in it. Mormugao has 2 IRBU 6000 anti-submarine rocket launcher as well, and also this can perform in all the seasons. There will be no impact on it. But yes, these are
the key features, Shivani. Even as we speak about them, stay with us. I'll come back to you. Let me also bring in Rajnath Singh on the phone line. Thank you, sir, for speaking with us. Now, we know that India has been focusing on bolstering its maritime capability with the focus on the Indian Ocean, and this in the backdrop of concerns over China's growing forays into the region. And with this induction, this makes much more crucial when we speak about China's expansionism in the Indian Ocean region. How do you see this?
Yes, from the strategic point of view, you are absolutely correct. It only adds to our muscle in the Indian Ocean. We are undoubtedly a major player. I mean, the most prominent player, I would say, in the Indian Ocean by way of maritime assets and naval assets that we have. And also, if you see the map, I mean, the way we dominate the Indian Ocean. And that is why, I mean, it's rightly the ocean has been named after India. But the most praiseworthy feature of this new vessel that has been launched is that it is overwhelmingly indigenous. So that every Indian, can be proud of. And in the last few days, 2-3 things have happened. You are talking of the Indian Ocean. We also fired, Agni 5. And then we had this, the big 2-day, exercise by the Indian Air Force where, Rafales and Sukhoi have been used. So in strategic terms, yes, we have done some strong messaging. And I would only urge the citizens of the country not to pay any heed to these barking dogs, that, the push and shove here and push and shove there in Taiwan. I mean, that is it's very, unfortunately, they have made the whole thing political. While this is a part of, border management, which the army of the country, the Indian Army is eminently suited to deal with. It should also be, fall part of discussion. Because after all, you cannot use, terms loosely like, attack. Because how do you attack without firing?
Right.
And then, and then how you capture an objective without firing. So these kind of loose talks, I mean, it does not serve the country. Nor does it, put, these quarters, these doubting Thomases, consciously, subconsciously, decidedly, undecidedly, in good picture. And that is what has been avoided. I, for one, I have been very hurt of whatever has, the kind of, political gimmickry that went on with the, whatever it was, just a part of this, border management and border, border regime that exists.
Right.
In every country we have a border regime, right?
Well, of course, it is very important strategically when it comes to the induction of this INS. Well, thank you, Mr. Singh, for joining in. Let me also bring in Lieutenant General B.S. Jaiswal over the phone line. Sir, thank you for speaking to Times Now. Now, as far as this INS is concerned, this ship is what we're learning is equipped to also fight under nuclear, biological and chemical warfare conditions. How do you think it is going to be a big boost to our military prowess?
If we have to compete with China, definitely the differential in economy will continue to be there. Militarily, we should be able to close in the gap, and that requires induction of new equipment so that we can be part of influencing the Indo-Pacific area, as also the various agreements that we have gone in with the arc of democracy. So Navy is going to play a very important role, and if we have ships of this quality and competence, I think that will boost our defense preparedness and also add adrenaline to our prowess to take on China.
And also, sir, how do you assess India's preparedness when it comes to air, ground, or also even, waters? Because with this induction, as you also rightly mentioned, that of course, there is an eye on China's expansionism when it comes to the Indian Ocean region.
Yes, you see, China's armed forces are 3 times our forces. So, but it's got a large border, it's got a large commitment, and large area for deployment. As far as the ground troops are concerned, we should see its vulnerability, keeping in view the terrain friction, wherein, as far as ground forces are concerned against the army, it will have to provide a very hard ratio of application, which is not possible by China. It will suffer a lot of attrition. As far as air is concerned, well, there are a large number of vulnerabilities, especially from the Tibetan plateau and the kind of airfields that it has got. Yes, it has got certain airfields in Myanmar also, and it's all weather friend. Pakistan may assist. But that's a larger dimension. The Air Force too. We have very good equipment, and now that we are demanding some more equipment, the latest aircraft, we should be able to take on China on that. The only aspect in ground warfare, they have a better missile system. We are coping up.
Right.
We are testing the latest. As far as sea is concerned, well, a collaborative platform automatically gives us strength.
Well,
and I think
of course, sir, as you said, it is going to be a big boost for India's naval prowess. And thank you for joining in and sharing your views with Times Now. We'll keep tracking the story as and when the inauguration is going to take place, as Rajnath Singh's arrival is awaited therein. On that note, a quick break.